Hello, welcome everyone to Empowering Women in Their Spirituality. This is part of our Power Within series for We Empower Her. And I want to welcome you all in today on this Saturday afternoon or morning, depending on where you are. Our mission is at We Empower Her is that we want to uplift, empower, and encourage women through education. So that's why we do these webinars to educate women on different aspects of life so that we can help uplift you, empower you, and encourage you. And you'll learn something along the way. I am Antoinette Walton. I am the founder of We Empower Her, and I am happy to be here with you all today. I love doing these webinars and getting our special keynote speakers in as well. Today, we do have a special keynote speaker, Amanda Herd. She is with Circle Up with Amanda Herd. She is a prophetess and an amazing woman. She has so many great things going on, and I would like for her to encourage us today and share some ways that we can empower ourselves through in our spirituality. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Amanda at this point.
Hello, everybody. I am Amanda Herd. Some know me as Prophetess Amanda Herd. Um, if you hear me have a little rasp in my throat, don't worry, I'm just getting over a cold. If you hear my kids or my husband kind of bust through the door, I told them that we are doing a webinar, but I am a wife and a mother, and sometimes it comes with those unexpected disasters, right? I'm super excited. Thank you, Antoinette, for allowing me to come into your community and just speak with the We Empower Her community about embracing spirituality. This is one of my favorite topics. I love talking about spirituality. I love talking about all things coffee and spirituality, right? Those are my top two favorite nuggets. And so today I have a couple of gems that I'm excited to share with everyone. And I just hope that this is something you can take away and begin to use in your everyday life or share it with somebody that maybe um, that can use it. So I'm going to share my screen and we are going to dive right in. Let's see. Can everybody see my screen well? Awesome. Awesome. So embracing spirituality. Again, this is my number one favorite topic to talk about all things, again, coffee and spirituality. You got to hear a fun fact about me, but let's go a little bit deeper, right? Who am I? Like Antoinette said, I do all things. I'm a wife, a mother, I'm a sister to a few, a sis to many. What's the difference? Really one by blood and one by love, right? I love them all, but so many of my friends become closer than friends. And so they become like family. And so that's where the sis to many comes. My work includes me being an entrepreneur. My mind is always thinking and gathering of new adventures to do. I'm an author, a mentor, a spiritual life coach, as well as a friend to many. I'm a podcast host, and listen, the list goes on and on and on. I wear so many hats, just like I'm sure so many of us. My days are fully packed. But one thing that I've learned throughout everything I do, I had to embrace spirituality. My spiritual side was so important for me to gather all of who I am. Finding my identity and just who I am and what I do took a lot of me embracing my spirituality. So I'm excited about tapping into more of that. If you'd like to know anything more about who I am, be sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, it's all at circleup_AH. So let's let's see. It doesn't want to check. There we go. Today, I'm going to talk about three points about embracing our spirituality, right? I want to help us identify our spirituality and then nurture your spirituality, ways to express your spirituality, and then come up with a February challenge to creating a spiritual action plan. And I know the culture of the webinars here with We Empower Her are very nurturing for us to kind of share, bounce off each other, um, how you do things, just kind of share your story as well as mine. And so I won't be the only one talking here. I'm going to leave room for you guys to kind of share your perspectives or your point of view as well. So the first one, identifying your spirituality. What do you know about your spirituality? This is a really, really deep question. And it's so deep because we know more about our spirituality than we don't know. We're spiritual beings first. And so a lot of times we dismiss what the inner self is telling us. We dismiss the things that we truly know for the things we are not so sure of. And so it makes us numb to our spirituality. It makes us numb to who we really are or what we really have going on with ourselves. Um, I know for me, many times I would have a knowing telling me like don't go this way or to maybe go home at a certain time or just to do a certain thing or to not do a certain thing. And there's times I would respond to it and then there's times I wouldn't. But every time I responded to it, it's like I was right. And the more I learned to respond to the thing that was speaking to me from within, I knew that there was something greater that I needed to navigate towards, right? And so some of the top things that I discovered in this area was to stop second guessing myself. When you think about your spirituality, you have to first think that there's something greater than me. There's something greater than what I see every day. There's something greater than even what I take in every day. And if we can just take a moment and kind of that dwell for a second, then we'd realize that if I can tap into that for just a moment, then I can be able to identify that thing that I've been searching for. If you stop second guessing yourself and start going with the first thing, you'll lead more towards your spirituality. If you eliminate the sound of doubt, that sound of doubt is the thing that's always saying, no, I'll just do it anyway. Maybe I'm tripping. That's the sound of doubt. Sometimes it comes louder than others, but most times it's very loud. It's louder than your spirituality. It's louder than your spirit speaking. Your spirit is so calm. And when you're kind of in that place where you're hearing the thing to do or not to do, it's always a calm alert. It's like you know not to do it, but it's not like a whoa, pause. It's not like very loud, but the doubt is so loud. The doubt is like, no, you're tripping, no, you're just so and so. And so if you begin to eliminate the doubt, then you'll be able to tap more into your spirituality. And then the third thing that I've practiced when I was learning my identity and my spirituality was to share. We have to get comfortable sharing those inner thoughts, those inner feelings, those inner emotions, the things that we feel and hear on the inside, even if we don't share them at first with a person, a trustworthy friend or family member, we should write them down. That's still a form of sharing. If you write it down, then you have something to look back on. So you know, this goes back to the first one, stop second, I'm guessing yourself. You can look back and you'll realize, dang, I was right. I was right the whole time. And so the more you look back and you find that you were right, the more you will start eliminating the doubt. And so sharing your thoughts with trusted friends, family members, or even just journaling is something that will help you identify your spirituality. So my question to us all is, what's your story? Like, have you ever experienced anything in this field where maybe your inner spirit man has been talking to you, telling you like, don't do this, don't do that? A lot of times we hear it as your intuition, right? Um, what's your story?
So I have several instances like that. It's typically um I notice it a lot whenever I'm traveling like it's something telling me, hey, you need to stop here or you need to not leave just yet. Wait a minute. That's in every single time, I kid you not, every single time that happens, there's an accident on the road or the traffic is backed up so far. But if I wouldn't have listened to that, that could have been me. So I know that's a small thing, but I know that that's something that I've consistently had experience with. It happened today to me. So I definitely know that's God speaking to me. And that's something that I definitely listen to. And I'm learning to not let delays make me feel just discouraged or upset because I know that a delay is stopping me from something else occurring. Also, with this webinar, it's been pushed back a few times, right? So I was thinking today, I was like, there's a reason why this was pushed back. Lord, I don't know why, but I know that there's a reason why. And today was the day that it needed to be done. And if it would have been done back when we were supposed to initially do it, then there may have been not received by someone that needed to receive it. So I always gotta listen. You always gotta listen to that little voice, which is God telling you what to do.
Yes, I love that. I love that so much because it's in so many things. And again, it's like the more that we kind of surrender to those moments. Like you said, this webinar was pushed back for like what, a month, maybe 2 months. But it can be, we can either look at it with frustration or we can look at it like, what was the greater cause here? What was the reasoning behind that? And so, again, you said some things were like, just small steps, but I believe all of those small steps still equal one big step. And so the more we listen, the more we go with the flow of those things, the greater the door is that we're going to walk through. So, nurturing your spirituality. This is so important. This is one of the tools or gems that I love when I'm sharing with people about just tapping into their spirituality. Just like how we have to feed our bodies, right? I like taking everything either to a car basis because most people either drive cars or know a little something about a car or the body, right? And so just like the body in this case, to maintain a healthy diet, we have to eat, they say like 3 meals a day. And it has to be a balanced meal. It has to be, consist of certain fruits, certain vegetables, certain things to weigh out to be considered healthy, right? Well, our spirituality works that same way. It can be so unhealthy if we never feed it, if we never give it what it needs, if we only give our spiritual side snacks here and there, like, and what I mean by that is like, oh, read our Bibles for about 15 minutes, or oh, listen to some gospel music for about 15 minutes out of the week. I'm not just saying 15 minutes out of a day or something, out of the week or out of the month. That's like snacking. That's like, oh, let me just go ahead and eat some gummies today, or oh, let me go ahead and, have this candy bar for breakfast. Like, it's an unhealthy balance. And so we can't expect it to grow and get strong or grow, and we can't ever expect to really be able to embrace it really because we're not giving it room to grow. We're not giving it room to fulfill itself. And so we'll never really know who we are, or never really know how we can thrive in that realm if we don't take care of it. And so something that I love to share with people is to take five. If you just take 5 minutes out of your day, we have 24 hours. And I mean, I know we don't use every last bit of those 24 hours, but I don't know. I have a friend that used pretty much her entire day. But for the most part, we don't use every bit, every minute of that day, right? If we can just take 5 minutes out of our day and just find a moment to think positive, find a moment to rest, to meditate on the good things, find a moment to really think about our surroundings, find a moment to pray within. If we're bold enough, pray out loud, because there's something precious about getting your voice print out into the atmosphere. If you can just speak these things out loud, you'll begin to see and feel a change all around you. And that's one step to feeding your spirituality. You're feeding your spirit, man, the more you kind of take time to give it attention. And again, attention looks like maybe reading your Bible in that 5 minutes, maybe journaling a prayer in that 5 minutes, maybe just writing out how your day is going, or you're just flooding all of your emotions in a journal. All of these things, all of these practices are super good for your spirit, man. It's building your spirit, man. It's making you more aware. And it's not only making you more aware, but it's also strengthening it in areas where we couldn't imagine, because we don't do it often, right? And when you don't do something often, you don't know how weak it is until you need it. And so when we get into moments where sometimes we're um, just full of depression, or we're just full of doubt, or we're full of anxiety, and we don't have a strong spirit, man, then we realize, wow, there's something that I need to pay more attention to. There's different times in our lives when we've fed our spirit side to a point where it's been strengthened, where when we go through these harder times, we run to prayer, or we run to our Bible, or we run to our community that kind of help pray for us when we can't, or kind of help just give us positive vibes when we can't ourselves. And that's how we know when our man is either strengthened or weakened, and how much more attention we need to give. But to some, that can sound like a whole lot. To others, it can sound like not enough. You have to start wherever you're comfortable. And I believe 5 minutes is a safe space for everybody. So just take five. If you can just take 5 minutes of your day.
Let me tell you, let me tell you, that was for me. And now I know I was pushed back because let me tell you, at church, at my church that I go to, we have been on our first series was on faith, our next series was on hope, and now we're on believing. But something my pastor mentioned was that we need to, if we're hoping for something and we're putting a hope into the atmosphere, we need to like pray on it, and we need to spend time in the word and things like that. And I have not been doing that. I've been listening to my gospel, but I haven't been reading the Bible like I should be and being intentional. So I need to build my spirit, man, and strengthen it and start reading my Bible and reading those things that can help me with that. So thank you. I just had to put that in there because that's wild.
I think we all get to a place sometimes. It's like working out. Sometimes we work out for so long that we feel like, okay, I'm good, I'm fit, I'm feeling great, all is well. And so, we kind of stop because we like where we are, right? And so we can kind of apply that to like, oh, listening to our gospel music, oh, I'm doing, things different. I like how I feel now, I'm good. But then what happens when you become, really strong and good in that side, but then maybe your legs are weak now. So it's like you got your arms good. Now let's tone up your legs. And so there's always a growth tool. So one of my questions for everybody was, how do you discover relaxation in your life? How do you discover, sorry, I was about to choke. How do you discover relaxation in your life? Like these things are very important to strengthening your spiritual man, believe it or not. When we're overworked, when we're doing things and our time is so busy, it's hard for us to find time to be calm and find peace and restoration. It's hard for us to get back together to do the next day's work. But whenever we have, again, like that 5 minutes, and we're storing up in our word, we're storing up in our prayers, we're storing up on our spiritual side, these are places where it resets us, it refocuses us. So what are some different tools or some different ways that maybe you guys find rest?
I think I find rest in just being alone. Sometimes just riding in my car. I think that's where I get my most of my rest, most of my peace of mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's so good. I say that because it goes right into my next um my next way, my next I don't know what this is, child. My next slide. Ways to express your spirituality, right? So the ways that I've expressed my spirituality, and it goes into my next two, like you said, time alone, right? Time alone is one way that I find a lot of reset. But ways that I've expressed my spirituality over the last 15 years has been crazy, but I have seen a dramatic change and impact. So back in 2009, I joined a church. I joined a local church and became active in my community. This was right around the time when my daughter was born. I got into this church because I felt like I just needed more. And that goes back to the beginning, identifying your spirituality. I knew that there was something in me. In my alone time, I just wasn't satisfied. I felt like there was something pulling on me even the more so. So I reached out and I found something that I was rooted in since I was, a child. And that was church for me. And so I found me a local church and I became active in there. About 2015, I started my own ministry, my first ministry. It was the Root Transformation Ministry. And that had a lot to do with just teens and young adults. And we would just sit there and we would talk to them and we would help them get to the root of their issues. And with me releasing, and again, this goes back to the beginning, sharing my story and my journey with these young teens and young adults, it really opened up doors for me to embrace my spirituality. I started understanding who I really was, and I felt more comfortable in this lane than even the lanes and the natural that I thought I was like it doing great at. I thought I was thriving in the world. I was always in retail. I was a retail manager. I was just doing, my best, and I loved doing it. I loved going out there, meeting people, talking to people, doing all of the great things, but I still felt empty until I started moving in ministry. And so when I started working in ministry, it was like hand in hand for me. It's like all of what I was giving in the world, I now had opportunity to give it into the church. And so with that, it helped me grow and become more of who I am. And so 2017, I took a leap of faith and I started my solo journey in search of clear revelation. This looked like pulling away from the church and wanting to go deeper into understanding who I truly was, because there was so much noise I got in the culture of church. And I heard, different titles and different names and different things and all of these different realms of spirituality, right? And I just wanted to be firm on what I believed and what I stood for. So I took a detour and I started going out for myself and trying to seek for myself. And I landed pretty much in the same spot, but I just had confidence and assurance. And so I loved that for myself. In 2003, we relaunched The Root, and now it was to a larger audience. It was no longer just for teens and young adults. Now it was for married couples. It was for, the body of Christ. And so it was a beautiful growth journey. The last 15 years, I've literally planted so many seeds that has helped me embrace my spirituality. It's helped me embrace God. It's helped me embrace my identity. It helped me embrace just the culture of what it looks like and feels like to love. And so with that journey, I've discovered these couple of points. If you want ways to express your spirituality, maybe like Regina said, find some alone time. Laughter is one of the things that has always kind of led me to oh, I don't know where it went. Laughter is one thing that's always kind of led me to a happy place, meditating, reading, coloring, traveling. All of these things have all led me back to finding my identity and spirituality. One may wonder how. How can laughter lead you to spirituality? Well, it resets the mind. It resets, once the mind is reset, the spirit is reset. And when you can reset your spirit, your focus shifts. Everything is different. We sometimes, with all of the work and stuff we have, it's like all this pressure is on us. And we try to figure out things for ourselves. But when we let that go, and sometimes laughter is the thing that breaks the ice. Sometimes alone time when you don't hear kids or you don't hear people in the background, it's the thing that breaks the ice. Sometimes coloring, it takes your mind off of everything. It breaks the ice. You know, these are things that break the ice. Fasting is a very, very deep one, but it breaks down the body in such a way where your spirit man has nothing but room to grow. So all of these are healthy layers that lead to love and embracing spirituality.
I have to agree with that because even dancing, sometimes I'd be in the house and I'm like, okay, what can I do? Just dancing and jumping around. Sometimes I'll be with my nieces and we'll have a dance party just because. And so we'll
Yeah.
jump around and we'll laugh and just, I mean, and my dancing is so great too. So, but it's just a good time. So it does. When I said being alone, that's just part of it because even when I'm alone, I'm not alone. I'm never lonely. So that's the best part too. But all of those things that you mentioned, those are also very true.
Yes. You know, one I didn't put on here is screaming. I would put my friend in a car and we would drive down the highway. And when she would be so just packed with things of the world, we would go on the highway and I would roll down the window. I would be like, just scream as loud as you can. But it would break the ice. And when she would scream, it's like she was releasing all of that pressure and she was making room to embrace God. She embraced the thing that she needed most. She was saying, I can't do it, but you can. And so when she let go, it's like he stepped in and just began to make her feel comfortable, like let her know everything was going to be okay. And so
Did you both scream together?
sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes,
I got this red convertible. I can't wait.
Yeah, I've done that with my kids before. I told them, "Hey, just scream. We're all gonna scream together." And I was like, the people probably think me crazy outside, but I was like, "Let's just all scream together. We're gonna all scream." And they enjoyed it, but it was really for me. But because I needed to let it out, I let them let it out too. So I agree with that.
Yes. So we all kind of already shared a little nugget on how we express our spirituality. Is there anything else that anybody would like to share to go any deeper?
I can't wait. I'm so excited about this screaming thing. I cannot wait. I know I'm going to need it this weekend. Today. Say I have these kids with me. I cannot wait to just scream. Today.
Well, I think I would like to say affirmations, and one of my kids today shared with me that she believes that um her place here on the earth is to speak things into existence. I don't know if she's there with you, Regina. Would you like to let her share? Because we're all about empowering women and girls. So let her share what she believes her way to express her spirituality is.
Okay, so of course she's right here. Go for it.
So today, I was talking with. So today I was talking. So today I was talking with mommy about um what I think my purpose in life is, because yesterday, mommy said that I wasn't going to go to big, and that she didn't want us to she didn't want to bring us. And then the next morning, which was today, I got to go to Biggs. And so I think that whenever I say that I'm going to do something, or something's going to happen, it doesn't happen. But then whenever I don't think it's going to happen, it happens. And that's why I think that.
Well, let's flip that around. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of taking over. Let's flip that around. When she said something was going to happen, it didn't happen when she wanted it to happen, but it happened. So that's in God's timing, right?
Yes.
Right.
Right. That's really good, though. That's very important. And it's really good to know at a young age that, the things that we speak, there's so much power in our tongue. There's so much power in our voice. And so when we say things, we should be careful what we say because we should look for the things we say to happen. So always speak good and positive things. When you want somebody that is sick to be healed, speak healing over them, to pray over them and say that, they're going to be okay. They're going to be well. If you're going out for a job one day, and it's something that you really, really hunger for, you really desire, really put your put your best word forth, say, this is mine, claim it. This is my job. And, we have to, and we're all talking about embracing spiritualities, but so also leave room for God to give his perfect will for you. So if it doesn't happen, that doesn't mean that something was wrong with what you said. Just know that there's something greater for what you said. And so that's a good thing to know when you're at a young age, but it's also an amazing thing to know at any age. There's power in our voice. There's power in our words. I love that. So February challenge. So I love to just wrap things up with a challenge. And I like challenges because it really helps us put an action plan forward, right? It's one thing to join webinars, one thing to join just different things that people are hosting and different events that different communities are doing, but it's another thing to actually put your best foot forward. So I love a good challenge. So I would like for just us here in the group to kind of pair up and hold each other accountable for the month of February to see how we're moving forward and embracing our spiritual journeys. We've all kind of shared a little something today to kind of help give us an inkling of an idea of what we need to do. We heard about screaming. We're going to check in and see, did you get that scream out yet? We heard a little inkling of something like, okay, I'm supposed to be more into my word. So this kind of gives us some things to kind of check in on. And so with support and motivation, it's just really good if we can check in on each other throughout the rest of the month to see, hey, how you doing with this? Where are you going? How are you embracing your spiritual journey? So this is, again, something I love closing or wrapping up with because it gives us something to practice, not just to hear, but to actually do. And so that's something about embracing spirituality. You can't just be a hearer, you have to be a doer as well. But yeah,
Hello, can somebody hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Where you at?
Yes.
I'm on here. I've been trying to talk and I've been talking and I said, well, what's wrong with mine? Everybody else can join in and talk and I can't. So I started fooling with my phone, just turning it and hitting it and scrolling. And then it said tap here. No, what did it say? Let me tap to speak. It's a big round circle and it said tap to speak. See, I don't join you a lot of times, Lucy. It's because I don't know how. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I told Regina, and I'm telling you, and I'm telling you again, and I'm gonna tell everybody that's listening. I don't understand this technology thing. So the reason I didn't join in is I just found out this is what you do in order to speak. So next time I'll be able to speak and give my opinion and give my, and join in. Because I like to talk, you know that. Okay.
Okay.
But I was trying to talk. Everybody else was saying something, and I had something to say, and I couldn't say it. I was just talking, and no, y'all just kept on talking.
What did you want to share?
Yeah,
Oh,
say it.
Oh,
Say
say
it
what I was
loud.
gonna say. Say what I
Yeah.
was gonna say now. Oh, okay. You were saying that when you're stressed or when you're whatever everybody was giving their opinion on. I forgot what the question was, but anyway, what I do, I shut down. I shut completely down. I get it. I'm alone. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. And this has been, even when I was a child, I did this. And I did it with my children as I was raising them. I do it now. I won't answer my phone. I'm in my room. I'm alone. And that's how I get in spiritual contact with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I just shut down and I don't hear anything and I don't see anything. All I feel is him. I get intimate with him. What's on my mind and the questions, the answers that I'm looking for is on my mind. I don't even have to speak. All I do is ball up in a fetal position and try to get closer to God. And I do. I feel him. I feel his presence. And that's how I come up out of my dilemma of being depressed or being overloaded with something or something really, really bothering me, deep, deep, deep inside. And I don't know what to do about it. I shut down. I shut down and it's just me and my Lord and Savior.
And sometimes that is actually a really good tool to use to shut down, because especially for those of us who try to figure everything out, who's always, used to being the answer, trying to get it done, figuring it out, doing. If you just shut down and you saying, well, God, I can't. Well, I don't have nothing.
Yeah, after I've done all I could do.
Yeah.
And then even sometimes he's already shown me the way. And I still won't listen to him. And then I just shut down and I go back. I shut down and I get with him. And then I know what I need to do. I know exactly what I need to do. I need to either let it alone and let go and let God, or listen to the way that he's sending me to do it. And sometimes it's just to let go. Stop thinking about it and let God do it.
Yeah.
Would you consider that a type of fast?
Well, I don't eat anything. And sometimes it takes a full 24 hours.
And sometimes that could be
and sometimes it takes two days, So I don't eat anything. I might drink some water or something, but I don't eat. I just be closed up, completely closed up.
But it can also be a mental fast too, where you're just, clearing your mind. You just
I know what I'm doing. No, it's not it is a mental fast in a sense. I'm getting closer to God. I'm asking God for an answer. In other words, I'm praying. So it's in a form, it might be a form of fasting. Yeah, because I don't eat.
Grandma Annie has something to add.
With me, when I have a problem, most people, they be worrying about their problem. But me, I brings it out. If it ain't nobody there for me, whatever is on my mind, I say it out loud, because I'm bringing it out and not keeping it in. And that helped me a lot when I just bring it out. Well, I saw it when I be around people and they all upset and worried. I tell them what I do. I bring it out. I speak it, and I'm hearing it. And it's not on the inside of me. And then I have patience to wait.
Yeah. See, and most of the time that I get like that, guess what? It's just for me to be still and let God show me the way. That's all. It's just be still, Pearline. You can't do this. It's telling me you can't, all that you've done and it still hasn't happened. Just be still. Be still. I think that's what's wrong with me. I don't know how to be still. I don't. Even I run off at the mouth, and sometimes I just have to stop, look and listen. Just be still. So that's my little.
Well, thank you for sharing. Thank you, Annie, as well, for sharing. Those were both super, super good things. I love that she brought up a good thing. She said, wait. And that's a really good point. When you're talking about embracing spirituality, we have to have patience.
Yeah.
We have to have patience. If not, we'll move too soon. Move too quick. We'll move on our emotions versus, the word of God. And sometimes that will, every time we move out of emotion, we're moving in error. We have to move by spirit. And so,
Miss Green, don't forget to mute yourself.
well, if there are any other gems or tools that you would like to connect with me from, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube at circleup_AH. And I thank you again, We Empower Her and Antoinette, for allowing me to come on and just share my gems, my tricks, my tools that I use for embracing spirituality.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming and speaking to our audience today. This was very enlightening. It was very helpful, very encouraging, as well as very interactive. And I really appreciate everything. So I do want to let you all know that we do have some things coming up soon. Let me share my screen really quick that I want to share with y'all.
I don't see that. Where's my glasses?
So coming up, we do have on March 24th, Empowering Women to Have Healthy Relationships. And that's going to be just like this webinar, but we're going to be talking about having healthy relationships, not just with your significant other, but with yourself, with your family, with your friends, just relationships as a whole. And then in May, we do have a Mother's Day giveaway coming up. I will send out the information via email. It will also be on all of our social media sites as well as our website. But I would like for if you are interested in sharing, you can write a special letter about your mother, and me and the board of directors will go through the entries and choose 3 women to receive a gift, a monetary gift to you. So that is our gift to you this Mother's Day. You can follow us at Facebook, We Empower Her 21, or Instagram, We_empower her. And we are currently accepting donations for the Mother's Day giveaway, as well as other things that we are going to be implementing this year. If you would like to give a donation, you can use this QR code here, but I'll also send out an email with all of the information as well, just in case you're not able to use the QR code. Once again, I am so glad that all of you were able to join us today. This was very exciting and informational. Does someone want to share something?
Mommy.
Yeah,
Hi.
wait. They wanted to share.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Mommy. We wanted to share hi. I want to say hi this year. Hi. Hi, Mommy.
Hello. Hi.
No.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming out today, and have an amazing day. Please follow us if you can, and please consider giving a donation of any amount.